Hello again. This is Marcella Hill. I am the founder of Wake Her Up, and I am here to introduce you to our amazing new friend, Dr. Amie, the Thyroid Fixer. She has an incredible practice that I'm excited to get to know and introduce you to. And we're excited to have her be part of the Wake Her Up family. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you for building such a beautiful practice that's helping thousands of women.
Oh my goodness, Marcella, I'm so happy to be here and thank you for building an amazing platform slash group of women who really want help. And that's the key is your passion, your goal is to help thousands, millions of women. And we're so aligned with that. So I love what you're doing.
It's pretty wild to have front row seat to watch women wake up, right? I mean, it's just so good. And, I love being able to find women that are asking, where do we go? And be able to connect them with women like you who have physicians that are giving real answers and real help and working with women until they feel good. And I'm so excited to add you to our recommended list because you work so differently. You have such a different, not approach per se, but how you work with women. It's so personal, it's so engaging. And so I'm excited to walk women through what they can expect when they first click that button to book a call. So let's just start right there. Women are looking for something more, right? Yes, we can go to our regular telehealth or we can go to OB/GYN or we can go to a local clinic. But what if none of those things are working? What if we're not getting the real answers that we need? I think that's where you come in. You give this like, oh, I don't even know. How did you build this? I want you to answer this. Like, how did you build this and what do you hope women are getting when they walk into your practice?
Yeah, no, that's a great place to start because I built this through my own pain to purpose story. I really built what the practice looks like now based on what I needed at that time. So I was misdiagnosed 6 different times and ended up having hypothyroidism. This is back in my 20s. So no major hormonal dysregulation yet. Yeah, sprinkle of PCOS was in there, but I was dismissed over and over again in the conventional system. And we still see it to this day. I mean, 25, 30 years later, we're still having women, just like you see in the group, that are running into huge brick walls in the conventional medicine system. And even in the functional medicine system, if they are, let's say, a jack of all trades, master of none, that doesn't help you if you have a thyroid and hormone problem. And they're looking at it from their conventional slash functional lens, it's just not going to work to get you optimized and truly feeling good. So when I was going through my misdiagnoses, found functional medicine, and at that time it wasn't even called functional, I think it was integrative alternative. That man who became my mentor literally saved my life. Started with a 60-minute consultation where he and I just sat there diving into my labs as he was explaining to me the puzzle that was that huge set of labs and what everything meant as they tied together, how they tied to my symptoms. And he asked me the four most important words that any practitioner can ask you: how do you feel? And he cared about that. I wasn't just a lab value. I wasn't an algorithm. He wasn't just clicking a button and sending the same old thyroid medication, the same old hormones to a compounding pharmacy, calling it a day. He cared. He wanted to know how I felt so that we could dial in the exact ratio, type, dose, med, blend, supplement, nutrition, everything tied together to really move me into optimization. So I knew at that time when I was going to build my practice, I wanted to spend time with people. I wanted to give them that in depth knowledge, just like he gave me in the beginning. So that's really what we do. I mean, we start off with a 60-minute deep dive with a functional diagnostic nutritionist. And she's going through, it's actually Dr. Tiffany. She's a doctor of clinical nutrition. She's diving into supplements and lifestyle. And then it's another 60-minute deep dive into your labs with my nurse practitioner, my mini me's that are trained under me. So I built this to have that in depth, high touch point where we we become family with our patients. We really do. And we guide them through their whole journey, holding their hand through their whole journey, allowing them to ask questions along the way, because questions will come up, symptoms will pop up, your body will change as we're getting you optimized. And I always felt it important, in fact, just necessary to have that ability, give that ability to the patient to reach out at any time. So communication has always been at the top of my list when building the practice. The patients feel supported every step of the way. So it really came from my own pain to purpose.
I love this so much. I mean, first of all, let's just talk about a 60-minute intake call. I don't think women even understand what that could feel like, right? When we are so used to a system where we're looking on a list of providers that are listed by our insurance company, we're not interviewing that doctor. We don't get to walk in and have a 60-minute intake call to decide if we like them or not before we get billed. We don't even know what that is. And honestly, that's why I built this directory, so that women could take a step back, go do a whole bunch of different intake calls and interview people until they found what was right for them. And that's, again, another reason why I'm so excited to add you to this list, because I think there are women that just literally haven't found the right fit for them. And so let's start at the beginning. If someone clicks to book a call with you, I know that you have a bigger practice. It's not just you. You have incredible physicians that you work with. Walk me through, what is that very first experience? I click on book a call. I'm on the phone. Who am I talking to, and what is that call about?
So that call, totally free, by the way. We do not charge for that initial call because we want you to get all of the information that you need to make the right decision for you. So we're not going to charge for that. You're going to speak to a member of my team. And this is really where, and you'll see that we have questions that we give you prior to the call so we can get to know you a little bit more too. And we want to know, what have you tried that's worked and hasn't worked? How many doctors have you seen? What has been your experience up to this point? What are your symptoms? What are your struggles? What are you currently doing? We want to know about you because we're also making sure that you're a right fit. I live in high integrity. I am not going to sign up anyone or take anyone's money that we can't truly help. And if you come into that call and you have something going on that is really outside of our scope of specialty, we'll refer you out. I have a whole list of colleagues we can refer you to. But if you have thyroid and hormone issues, that is our number one specialty. I honestly consider us the best in the United States for dealing with both. I feel that both of them go together. We always have to check thyroid and hormones together, because I'm always talking about thyropause, right? Where ladies, if you're over the age of 40, we got to check your thyroid because your thyroid tends to crap the bed after the age of 40, right along with your hormones. So that's the cornerstone of that call is, number one, learning more about you and where you're at in your health journey, and then finding the right program for you. We have a couple different ones, and we want to fit you into that program where you feel the most comfortable and it meets your expectations.
I love how your setup is, where you have different programs and women are committing to more of a long-term commitment to themselves. Anyone that is starting this process, I always tell them, give yourself a full year. I mean, almost a full year, unless there's like some massive things happening where you're like, this is absolutely not working. But I mean, your body has been kind of this dead inside. We got to take some time to ramp it up, to try new things. And I like how your system is, it's really asking women to commit to their own process and give themselves the time that really is necessary to figure a few things out. So walk us through what would be next. So you do an intake form. Let's say I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly right for me. I'm loving this. Where do I go? Are we doing blood work? Are we doing what's happening next?
Oh yeah. Always start with blood work. So no matter what program you choose. And we prescribe to all 50 states, parts of Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. So we have all of those covered for prescriptions. So whether if you do need a prescriber, we do have one program that if you happen to have, your sister, your best friend, your doctor of 20 years that will legitimately want to help you and will do anything and they will do the prescribing, we do have an option for that. But I would say our core programs are where we take over. So we start off right off the bat with a big old lab order, those fun labs where we get to put the puzzle together. We're looking at everything from your thyroid to your hormones to your nutrient deficiencies, your liver function, your adrenals, your blood sugar, A1C. We're looking at it all because it all plays together. Then from there, that's where I always say, your blood work tells us how you should eat and what supplements you need to be on. Now, I will say I am not a believer in loading people down with supplements. We streamline. So if you're coming in with 40 supplements on your list and you don't know why you're taking half of them, we're going to save you some money and weed those out and really narrow down what do we need to address right now? What are the deficiencies that we're seeing in your labs that we need to work on where we can see the needle move? Then from there, when you meet with one of my nurse practitioners, they're deep diving in your labs through a different lens. Now we're looking at thyroid and hormones. What do we need to do to really get you optimized, to get those hormones, the thyroid hormone, the sex hormones into a place where you are going to look, feel, and perform your best. And like I always say, you're going to be that badass woman that you deserve to be, that you are meant to be. And, it's my firm belief, and I know it is yours too, Marcella, that we should live 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, our best life ever.
Absolutely.
Our creator didn't make us to be frumpy and tired and dragging through the day and not wanting sex and hair falling out and dry skin and just no zest for life whatsoever. Our brain stops working. We stop pooping every day. Like that's not how our bodies were made. We were made to thrive and to love life every day. And it is possible. So I just want to speak to that point too. I'm a big believer in having hope.
I mean, if our bodies are going to live to 80, I want to feel alive the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're living longer than we ever have. And yet we're living those extra years in memory care facilities. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I yell so loud about this and want women to find where to go, and a team like your team that will support us through the rest of our life. I think we all thought that our OBGYN was going to be our doctor for the rest of our lives. And we're all quickly finding out that is not the case. And now we're all scrambling to find our new team for longevity and actual health. And I think you are just a beautiful option for women to be able to do that. What would you say makes you stand out? I mean, I know that the way your programs work, in the sense of, for a typical telehealth company, women are paying a monthly fee and they can stop at any time. And it's more of a doctor-patient relationship. Yes, you'll have a health coach, but it typically you don't have like unlimited access, to them.
Right.
What would you say makes you stand out from a typical telehealth provider?
That number one, we really do know what we're doing. So that's first and foremost, is that we work to get you optimized, because your outcome reflects on us too. You're part of the family. You come in with a great big family hug. And just like you said, Marcella, you're part of a team that is holding your hand through the process, that is giving you access, that is giving you as much support as you need. So we really meet you where you're at. If you're the type where you're like, I'm good, I'm independent, I'll check in every once in a while, that's fine. If you have a question every single day, you are open to ask that question every single day, right? We want to meet you where you're at in that level of support that you need. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to leave you high and dry. I don't believe, because this doesn't work, I don't believe in one-off meetings where we go, okay, well, here's what you need. Good luck. We'll see you later. We'll see you in 3 or 6 months. That's not going to work, especially in the beginning. We want to make sure that we're tracking you. We're making those little tweaks and changes as you move along, because as your body adjusts and starts to become more optimized, we need to pull the lever here and there to keep you going on that path. And I would really say that's what makes us, that's really what makes us stand out. Is number one, we are the best at what we do with thyroid and hormone care. And number two, you're part of our family. We're going to make sure that you get optimized into optimization land, as I say.
I feel like you are more of a life coach slash personal trainer, where I am paying you to be there on the daily, make sure that I am on track, that what we are doing together is working, that we're tweaking every little thing to make sure that I get to that point of actually feeling good, and that you're there holding my hand the whole way. I feel like it's such a high level touch points and personal approach. It's just very different than what we've seen before. I think it's hard to quantify it. It's hard to explain it, but I hope that people will give you a call and really dive into the different programs so that they can see the difference. And what would you say, or what would you hope for someone coming in, and let's say they're just there for about 6 months? What would you hope that they're seeing in 6 months?
Oh, they'll see massive changes for sure. I love how you set the tone earlier. You mentioned hang in there for a year. And that is important for women to hear, because, when you're suffering for so long, you just want results yesterday.
Yesterday.
You just do. I know. I mean, we've both been there, right? And we will get you there as quickly as possible. Everyone's body responds differently. But if you even just give yourself 6 months, you will see such massive change in that amount of time that it will keep you going. I mean, you might hit your total weight loss goals, feeling good goals, libido goals in 6 months, or you're 80% there and we're just tweaking a little bit to get you the rest of the way. But really, I mean, we can get results quickly in people because it's about getting their thyroid and hormones optimized. It really is. So I think 6 months is a great period of time to get truly to the peak optimal. And then we can just work on progressing you, leveling you up, moving into more of the longevity, peptides, all that fun stuff, the biohacking stuff. But let's start with the core, because I truly believe that thyroid balance, hormone balance, that's the core of your health. We don't want to start doing gut cleanses, detoxes, all the downstream things until we start at the top with the master gland, the thyroid. The hormones give us life and run the show. When you start there, you'll be amazed at how many other symptoms just kind of fall away that you thought, oh, maybe I'm going to have to, do Beyonce's detox cayenne pepper thing. And it's like, no, you're good. Let's start at the top and get your thyroid and hormones optimized.
That's so good. Who would you say is your typical customer? Like, who's that perfect girl that's calling you today?
Well, she's going to be, I mean, really anywhere between 40 and, quite frankly, 70. Um, because we're in this age, because you're waking people up, right? We're even waking up the 60-year-olds, the 70-year-olds, the 80-year-olds that
Yeah.
are saying, hey, wait a minute. I had my hormones stolen years ago when doctors told me that they would cause cancer because of the WHI study. And I'm not taking that anymore. I want to feel my best no matter what age I'm at. So it's that woman that is in tune with her body, that knows that those symptoms that she's experiencing are not acceptable. They are not how she's going to live the rest of her life. And she wants better for her family, her future, because it really does have fingers into your marriage, your friendships, your job, your success. And it's that woman that just wants the best.
Uh, I'm so excited to find women like you and practices like yours. I didn't know that you existed. Before I thought it was just my OBGYN, the list of providers that my insurance gave me. I had no idea that there was real, in depth health care available like you. And I really hope women will click the book a consult button. I hope that they will give you a call, schedule, and spend the time to get to know you to find out if you are the right exact place for them in their journey. Um, Anything else you want to add? You and I have had an incredible relationship over the last many years watching this whole
Years.
thing
Yeah.
blow up, right? And we have several podcasts. I think that's one thing I want to make sure people know about. You have an incredible podcast. You are such an advocate for making sure that women have the support and the education that they need, even if they're not your client. I think that says so much about who you are and how you manage your life and your company and where your passion is. You truly have this authentic desire to help women live. And I think that says a lot about your practice and who you are.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And that is true. I mean, my passion, if you listen to the Thyroid Fixer podcast, if you see me on interviews, you'll see that my absolute desire is to educate and empower women. And if you want to work with us, that's amazing. If you want to just take the information and run with it and up level your own health, that's amazing as well. That's what we're here for, is to really empower you, because we want every single woman listening to this, we want you to be optimized and to live how Marcella and I are living. And I guess the last thing I would say is that hope piece. Because as you know, when you're so deep in those symptoms that are taking over your life, it's hard to see better. It's hard to envision an optimal life because you're so deep in the pain.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you that it's possible. I mean, I was there in your shoes, walking that walk. Marcella was there in your shoes with all the symptoms. And now you can see just from both of us that it is possible. And I can tell you from the thousands of patients that we've had come through the clinic, it is possible. So it's that hope piece that I want to leave people with.
I'll never forget the first call I made to a provider and just crying on the phone, believing that there was a new way, having hope, literally. I mean, you are a free phone call. I feel like I just can't say this enough. I hope women spend the time for themselves to even just gain the hope, because
Yeah.
that can do so much for you, even just today.
Yeah.
So, with that, Amie, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to add you to the family. We're so excited to send women your way. And I hope women will call you and start their journey of feeling awake and alive, because women are worth it. We are worth the investment to go do whatever it takes to feel alive.
Love
Thank
that.
you so much.
Thank you too.